Money plays an important role in macroeconomics. The key reason that the news media is hyperfixated on the roughly bi-monthly FOMC decisions about interest rates and monetary policy is because of their interest in the broader macroeconomic implications. But what is money? Ultimately, money is a medium of exchange that is not desired for its own value, but for its purchasing power. Most people collect dollar bills not because they enjoy looking at the printing of the paper, but because they expect others to accept this paper as an exchange for other goods. In this way, money can also be a store of value. Money allows us to avoid the great challenges of bartering, where we must have something that the other party in a transaction wants in order to conduct an exchange. In an exchange, it's also able to provide a common unit of accounting so that we're not negotiating trades in fractions of animals or clothes or real estate. However, somewhat surprisingly, money is not that simple to identify, and different thinkers point to different definitions. Generally, base money is money in its final form of redemption. For instance, under the gold standard, paper currency circulated in the United States, but it was redeemable in gold. People would accept the paper only because they expected that, were they to take it to the bank, they would be able to get gold in exchange. Now, the gold and other coins made out of precious metals were the base money, while the paper currency and even bank deposits merely represented a claim on that gold. Today, we have what is called a fiat money standard. That is, there's nothing that backs our currency. In the US, paper currency and deposits at one of the 12 Federal Reserve banks are base money. They are redeemable merely in more paper currency or deposits at the Fed. You might think that your bank account represents money. In fact, some argue that the correct metric for measuring the money supply is M2 in the United States. M2 includes checking, savings, and small time deposit accounts, as well as retail money market funds, and of course, currency and deposits at the Fed are base money. But deposits are not necessarily themselves money. In fact, we can have bank runs, such as the run on Silicon Valley Bank in 2023, because deposits are merely claims on money. The deposits must be backed by some money in reserves, but are generally also backed by less liquid assets, such as loans and fixed income securities. By holding these other assets, the banks are able to make money and not charge their depositors for their services. And for some accounts, banks even pay depositors interest for keeping funds at the bank. But it's also true that M2 and bank accounts do represent quantities that are circulating, even if only a fraction is backed by the ultimate base money. But whatever measure of money stock we choose to use, it's important that when considering policy across time, we're consistent with our definitions.